I'm Steve Sherwood, I'm Nioa's National ICT Manager. Nioa is Australia's largest privately owned supplier of firearms, weapons and munitions to defence and the licensed dealer community. Nioa really, since it started, has been on a journey of success and growth, but really in the last couple of years, Nioa's size has almost doubled. Through that time, we've been expanding and modernising our offices around the country, including Brisbane.
My name's Alex Russell. I'm a Senior Account Manager at Videopro. We've been working with Nioa since 2019. Initially, we were engaged to work on the auditorium. It had originally been looked after by another integrator, but we were invited to come in and take a look. It was an interesting requirement because it was a little bit of a production kind of environment in the way that they presented content to their end users and the type of meetings that took place, and the equipment had been chosen around that, so there's a lot of production equipment, vision mixers and so on that aren't very easy for end users to operate. So our first real role was to try and simplify that, to make it easier for the end users, but still to maintain that polished feel for presentations that took place in that space.
Several years ago, we were acquiring video conferencing technology and meeting room technology generally from various suppliers, pretty much on an ad hoc basis with no real relationship around that. That was proving challenging when we were having issues with some of the systems, and we really had no one to go back to and partner with in resolving that. So we looked for a more strategic supplier to work with to overcome some of those challenges. Videopro's got a good reputation in Brisbane, so they were an easy go-to potential supplier at the time to talk through resolving some of our challenges. Over the last several years of expanding and modernising our buildings, there's been numerous times I've needed to reach out to Videopro to satisfy those requirements.
Following on from the auditorium, we moved into the more traditional areas of the business. We looked at their boardrooms and conference rooms and back of house meeting rooms, and the more traditional audio-visual systems that went into those spaces for presentation content and video conferencing. One of the biggest projects we embarked with Nioa was video conferencing. At that stage, Nioa was growing, and it was growing interstate. It had offices in Canberra and Melbourne and Benalla, all of which needed to be interconnected. And we worked initially looking at video conferencing systems that could support that. And then COVID happened, and that accelerated that program. And very quickly we landed on Teams being the in-house platform, and then we could build out hardware and a technology stack that could support that in all of the different locations and room types.
Consistency was important across all the different locations, not only in one site between different buildings, as is the case in Brisbane, but as people travel between our office locations, it was important for us that they could walk into any meeting room and just immediately be familiar with what's there and understand how to use it. Whether it's just a simple small VC or something relating to our auditorium or anything in between at any site, whether it's in Brisbane or for example our munitions processing facility down in Benalla, or even we have some video conferencing systems set up on our 100-metre gun range in Brisbane here, so we've got some quite special requirements there, very different to perhaps any other business really. It's been very easy and very simple to work with Videopro on that. Welcome to Nioa's 100-metre indoor range.
My name's Keith Grundy, I'm the armoury manager here at Nioa. This is our 100-metre indoor shooting range where we conduct the ADF testing. The majority of the testing requires a lot of eyes on it. We require a lot of different skill sets to be able to monitor what's going on. So what they can see is they can see every section of the shooting range here, right from the firing line right to the catch bunker here. But they can also see when we're remote firing, they can see outside the range where the engineers would be activating the weaponry inside. They can see the conditioning cabinets and they can see who's coming and going from the building at the foyer here. But once again, rather than crowding the building and crowding our armoury here, this gives them the ability to basically watch it from home.
We do have different requirements, I think, to your typical business, and Videopro understands that. The relationship we have means that The next set of requirements we have aren't necessarily a surprise, and it just works quite well. In Brisbane, we recently built a new 5-storey building that has multiple meeting rooms. The CEO boardroom is in that building as well. It has more advanced video conferencing technology that integrates with the building management systems. So when video conferences take place, glass frosts and lights dim and blinds come down and all that sort of thing. So Videopro helped us through some of those challenges, and we had very successful outcomes there.
Some of the core technology we installed in Nioa, so we had to look for different things like ultralift, motorised ceiling lifters and so on, so that we could hide technology when it wasn't in use. In the auditorium, we chose products from Extron's DTP range because it enables you to have functionality that you'd expect with a vision mixer, where you can do fancy sweeps and fades and so on between different video feeds, but also integrate it with third-party control systems, so you can operate it via a touch panel, and it's very easy for end users to operate, but you still maintain that very professional looking presentation. For the video conferencing spaces, we chose products from the Crestron Flex product range. These devices are great because it enables end users to turn up in the space. They don't need to bring their own device with them. When they arrive, they just look at the touch panel. It has like one-touch join functionality. They see the call that they're there for, they hit the green button, and off they go straight away with no barriers.
Videopro's experience with understanding what's in the market and the options that we had meant that the selection was quite easy and fairly straightforward. And then through the installation, again, techs turn up on time, it's all scheduled, it's managed quite well. Really, they're very considerate of coming into the workplace, working with the staff, leaving things neat and tidy, ensuring the technology works when they leave. So it was very sort of hands-off and very painless.
Yeah, Nioa's a really exciting customer to work with. It's been a really great journey working together, and as all these different offices have come online and all these different requirements have come out, it's been really exciting to work with them, and we look forward to working with them again in the future.